The Bible tells us a lot about insecurity. I knew you heard that last week, and you're going to hear it again next week. But I'm not going to go deep into the Bible. I'm going to make this an open forum. Why are we being insecure? We are being insecure because we do not know God. We do not know God. I standing in before you, I am being insecure. The grace we have is the little bit we know about God, and He has not put us much into danger, but we are not at the right place where we should be. He has not let us come short of His glory, because He believes that people will see us and say, "Oh, Moshe, she goes to church, he goes to church. Why is that person's life this way?" The prayer today, the prayer from the altar, it's all about being insecure. Why would you leave the grace the Lord has given to you in a girlfriend or a man's house? In the olden days that I knew, I'm not as old as that, but what I made to know is when our parents would marry, they would go out and look at that family. Not for their riches, but for something that runs in that family that they do not want it extended to them. And for that reason, they will stop that marriage. Not because you don't have 10 cars, no. But if there's something there, like there's thieves in the house, there's your father has 10, 40 wives, or some beats their wife, they would say, "My child will not go there." And when they give a child to a man there, it's not like they having a bargain, but they have their mind set that it will be well. My son said something at the seminar. He says, a lot of us mothers come out and give thanks, but we do not extend, we do not talk. And you go back. And somebody stood up, says, when you give thanks, some people use that thanks to work against you. So thanks for blessing me, giving me a new car. There's somebody, as my son said, there's somebody sitting with you that their heart is not clean. They have an insecurity. And rather than saying to God at that minute, you that have blessed this person, whatever this person has done that has been favored, change my life so that I can be favored. But that is not what they do. So a lot of us come out, and my son said, how do we young ones learn when you do not give full details of your things? A lot of them are getting married. Marriage is not easy. If you get into a marriage with insecurity, it is a problem. Your husband phones rings and you're next to him to see who is speaking. And if it's too long on the phone, you're just waiting for him to drop that phone. And if he doesn't have a code on it, you're looking at that person that has called. And some of us mothers would even pick that number and call that person. And that person, if they are very stubborn and good-hearted, will reply you back and tell you to go and sort out your house and don't call my number.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I was somewhere yesterday and somebody is a leader of a church. He said somebody called in. It was a woman. And she was on the phone for 2 hours. He had that day for himself and his family. So at the time that phone rang, his wife was with him. So the thinking of that phone call was meant to be 10 minutes, 5 to stop, or it came to 30 minutes, it came to 1 hour. And what she did was picked up her bag and said, "In the kitchen." And when he stayed for 2 hours, she came back. She paid Jill. And he said he replied, "Don't ever work for me." Because why? He knew that that day was meant for him and his family. And somebody that he needed to save had called him for 2 hours. His wife did not say, "A day phone select. You need to speak to me. Today is our day." You cannot talk to somebody. But he knew that he had done something wrong. Though he was working for God. He said, "Don't you ever work for me." And she smiled yesterday. And I thought, would I do that? I thought deep down in myself, would I do that? Because we need to be honest with ourselves. Would I do that? I would just cook for my children, and if you're hungry, you go to the kitchen to eat. It's as simple as that. So when they said she came back, I said, Oli, you need more. That is one thing. You're married to a prophet, you're married to a prophetess, you're married to a pastor, you're married to an evangelist. Are you secure? We will talk about the Bible, but let's be realistic. We've been hearing sermon. That's why at times when they say sermon revival, I keep saying, I tell revive. Revival now. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's talk to ourselves with reality. My daughters, my son's here. Do your boyfriend's phones ring and you're counting how many people are talking to him? Or does your girlfriend's phones ring and you're looking who is speaking to her? It is insecurity. If you have a problem, then you speak to each other and you sort that out. That is why marriages in this country, this comes from Nigeria, has not worked well here. In Nigeria, if families had problems, you had all elder people in the family that would sit you down and sort it out. In London, it's I cannot take it. While they're taking more than that in their house. What is your insecurity? What is my insecurity? If we do not identify it, we cannot ask for the grace of God. We all have an insecurity. A lot of us can deal with it. A lot of us cannot deal with it. Churches needs to have seminars, needs to have a forum where parents or mothers or fathers that have gone through a lot of journey. He mentioned something on Saturday, and I felt, why would a father say that? And that was the first time I realized that my son was very naughty when he was young. And I got home, I said to my daughter, your brother said something. Is it right? He said, yeah. Mom, he talks about it. I said, that was the first time. At that minute there, the children there that had insecurity with their problems, that felt I was stubborn. How could I do it? Add something from someone that had said, I was stubborn, I was naughty, it got me here, but this is me today. I believe those children would go back and think I need to change my steps. But if we do not identify our insecurity, how can we deal with it? A prophetess, a prophet speaks in different language. And by the time that person is in spirit, you're already saying, Kilo so. If you're secured in yourself, it's not about Kilo so, it's about God, make me better. Use me for your glory. A lot of us, because our marriages have not worked, we have made a stand and said we're not going from there anymore. And when we say we're not going from there anymore, our insecurity is affecting our children if we do not know. That is why I said I'm not here to talk about Bible. Because if I've had a very broken marriage, heartbreaks and all that, and my behavior towards men would make my daughter think that is what life is about. And then to move forward to get the right person, she will be standing still. That is one reason insecurity is a danger. Not just to ourselves, to our children. If a man stands up and starts beating his wife, that child believes when I grow up, that's the way it works. But the insecurity you have to beat your wife, it's not just because of you, as everyone has said, it's something that lives in you, and that thing that lives in you started from somewhere. You saw it somewhere, and it was not dealt with. So it grew up to be, okay, if my wife says no, and I need to say yes, rather than sitting together and talking about it, because your father would always say, yes, my yes is yes, then you start with your wife, my yes is yes. And my son and my daughter would say, my yes is yes, wherever I am. Marriage is bliss. I don't know about this church, but a lot of K&S churches do not do counseling for young ones to get married. Nǹkan wá bàjẹ́ tán, a máa disturb Ọlọ́run. Our children live with us. When a child sees that dad has upset you, and you just go into your room, you close your room, and you don't talk, that child would learn from that. But when dad talks to you one, and you're giving him three back, when that child has a problem or misunderstanding with a boyfriend, you will go, what are you talking about? Then she now runs to your door and says, Mom, we have a problem. Or Mom, you caused the problem. Your insecurity has made a danger into your child's life. Am I a secretary of a church? Am I a message writer? Am I in here thinking, or anywhere I am, that the person writing my message is putting my message in their brain? My problem might be little than the problem of the person writing my message. But because we are insecure, even when we're listening to the message, our heart is not accepting the message. So how can it be perfected? We need to understand the fact that we need to like ourselves. The first thing about getting insecurity off our lives is liking ourselves. Liking how God has created us. And asking how God can change us to be a better person. Insecurity creates enemies. And when you have an enemy, it is difficult to be a friend. Your insecurity with a person makes you to get 2, 3 more people to be that person's enemy. Where are the elders in the church? I'm not talking about this church, but where are the elders in the church? It's not just happening now, it's been happening for years. But there was ways the fathers, other churches, other families dealt with it. So how are we going to deal with it? It's nice for somebody to come here and talk about insecurity and read the Bible to us and says, this is what God says. It says true security is when you recognize that God will supply your needs. Okay, God will supply my needs. Who are the elders in the church that is leading my path? Who are the elders in the church that are seeing that I'm falling and are calling me not to laugh at me? Which of my friends knows my problem, but you know you cannot solve my problem, but you go to an elder and say, Daddy, Mommy, this person I know is going through this. Is there how a church or somebody can deal with that person's problem? And that is why I say churches need to have more seminars. On Sundays, yes, I know we need to know our Bible. I know there's a lot of things they say. We preach about prosperity, we preach about what tithes are. And so first one that mewa, go láti ní ṣe tó fẹ́ fi sàn that mewa. And so first one that mewa, ibùjókòó ẹ̀ láti dà. And so first one that mewa, àwọn èso ìwọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ìbànújẹ́ fún. So are we dealing with that? Because we bring a lot of thanks offering before the Lord. But what I was made to understand in the Bible is, if you have somebody in mind, if you're fighting somebody, it's better you do not bring that thanksgiving. Because it's not going to be accepted. So how are we dealing? You cannot fight somebody. I cannot fight my auntie. I do not know her. I can only fight her if something she's doing is making me insecure. I cannot just start saying, oh, ranting here, when I went to that church, she looked at me, I don't know her. But maybe her tallness or something, her clothes or the way she dances, is like, who the hell is she? And along that word, the devil has taken it, it's put it in your heart, it's made it a seed. That seed has started to germinate. And it continues. And then you pick that person and mommy, until the job will see that way. I know him. And with him I know has made that family my family. I need us to go back home. It says here, what does the Bible say about insecurity? Jeremiah 17:7-8 tells us. The Bible is all quoted here. But I just thought when I was coming and I said, God, what? We've had this. It says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. The fear of a human being is your downfall. A person that cannot create you. Our insecurity has made people drive us from where we should be. When my son was telling a bit history about me, that's my first time ever that I've heard that from his mouth. And I never knew I did something that made him believe that the Lord is with her. So when he was saying it, I was thinking, is this me? And that is why I say, I myself, I doubt myself. But the glory there is that my insecurity is not creating too much danger. But it's creating danger because I should not be where I should be. When they call me for ministration, I say, no, give me prayer, don't give me sermon. I can't talk, but let me pray. Maybe if I've done that, I could have improved and be better. And that was why when he called me, I was going to change my mind. Because when he called me, I was asking him to raise funds for me. So when he said, was I free on Sunday? We are then I thought, this church is already helping me. So where does he want to? So I texted him and said, church has sponsored children, no. I know. They told us to, Mommy, I want to, I should have said I was not available. But my daughter then said, Mom, how would you improve? Brother Frank knows that maybe that is one of your insecurity. And he is helping you. And when he said speak as a Nigerian person. So when I wrote the Bible, it's all here. I can give a copy for the church to photocopy. But the Spirit says, you've been hearing the Bible references. What have you been doing with it? When I was told my son got ordained as a prophet, I said, And I said to myself, I don't even need to pray anymore. I just need to send the list of what I want. Because if I've got that much sons and daughters being prophetess, so what is, I just need to sit back. But there will be people looking at him and saying we started at the same time. Because of their insecurity, instead of going to him and saying, Ore, how did you do this journey? What are the steps you took? How can I better myself? Then they start fighting him. In the crowds of prophets as himself, the ones that are insecure start seeing him as an enemy, start seeing him as a threat. And that is because we do not train prophets and prophetesses before we give them the staff of office. We do not tell them what the journey is about. We do not sort out what their insecurity is. Just because my auntie speaks 10 languages does not mean I have to speak 10 languages. I always say to people that when I see people speaking in tongues, I would sit down there, and at times when I was younger, I cry and say, God, why you didn't call me? Why should she be speaking language and me cannot speak? But one journey in my life is I went to a revival. And while somebody was speaking in tongues, the leader of the church says, Ronke, get up and translate. But I got up before God the man. They put the slates in front of me. I was reading what that person was saying, but I could not talk. Because I was insecure. The fear took over me. I was reading it. And I thought, and I just ceased. And before God and man, you can be talking in tongues. I know what you're saying, but I will not talk. Then I realized what insecurity has caused. I fasted, I asked for it. But at that minute, he says to me, I'm not giving you the language to talk about. But I'll give you translation. But because I wanted something, I did not want that. I was insecure in myself. So when they were showing me as this video. And I was reading it and I was doing that. And I said, sorrow. Sorrow. I said, can I sit down? He said, yes, sit down. And after he called me, he said, you saw it. I said, I saw it. But I don't want anybody to say I did not say the right thing. And he just shook his head. And it was when I was growing up, I realized what it is. But the grace he has given to me is, if I'm in the midst of an English person, and I need to talk, my language will change to English, and I will talk fluently in it. And everybody there would understand me. And if I get to a celestial church, my spirit will blend with them, and they'll be asking, am I a celestial? But that language speaking, that Arabic speaking, or wherever it is, that is what he has not given to me. But one person is in spirit, if you see beside me, I can be telling you what they're saying. But I will not ask, you will not come and say, translate. I will tell you I cannot translate. From husband at home, and you decide to have a boyfriend, what is it in the house that is not making you happy, that the two of you cannot talk about. They said a lot of us have lost our glory by the hearts touching each other. It's a covenant. It is a big, big covenant. And I'll say to you, my young ones, you need to know God. You don't even need to ask anybody to pray for you. If it's the right person and you are in God, and I'm talking to you, you are in God. If that person says hello, if it's not the right person, you just think, what are you talking about? Just move. And if it's the right person, you will sleep, that voice will still be coming. You walk, that voice will still be coming. So by the time you even ask the elders and pray on this thing, and they tell you, you'll just laugh. And they'll ask you, why are you laughing? You say, I know. I just needed another confirmation. Where are you being insecure? Is it in your lectures? Look for a mentor. Our insecurity cannot be dealt with if we don't have somebody to talk to. But in the church, who do we talk to? And that is why I said I'm not talking about the Bible. I have a nephew going through a journey. And I and my daughter, when I go home, I said, oh, the other person you said would speak to him. I think Brother Frank would be the best bet. Says, Mom, oh, that's true. And I'm thinking how many mentors would Frank have. But the Lord has given it. That is what the Lord has given him to do. Work on what God has given you to do. Let's have marriage counseling in churches. We don't have to say my marriage is rocking. But by the time you speak of your experience, I speak of my experience, you speak of your... We will pick from each other and go back home to make it a better place. Ẹ má jẹ́ kó dìgbà tí ilé dàrú tán. Káwá sọ fún Ọlọ́run gba gbogbo tún ilé yìí ṣe. The Lord will look at us and say, before it got to this stage, what did we do as a church? Let's have our young ones have mentors. At times our young ones are insecure, but they cannot talk to mom and dad. And to speak to an outsider is difficult. But if a church has people that are trustworthy, àwọn tó lè fi àṣírí sínú. Not that I come to you and say, ọkọ mi ò máa wọlé láti jọ méjì mẹ́ta. And before I come to church on Wednesday, ẹ máa lákọrí ẹ wò bó ṣe ń ṣakọ. Ṣé wọ́n pè ó sí nílé? Ó wá ń bèbí sọ̀rọ̀. That is why people do not come to you in the church. Let's be honest with ourselves. Because you don't know who to talk to. But the leaders of the church should know who they should assign. And the only person that would hear whatever has been said to you is the leader. Not even your husband. I went into the hospital one day and one of the nurses was making a comment. And she said somebody in her church was fighting her. And then when she came to the hospital, she saw her. And she told the doctor she doesn't want to see her. She was a nurse. And when they got back to the church, they were having and the husband said, well, what is the problem with both of you? You don't know each other. But she could not say where they met. And why was that? The person got to the hospital and not told anybody about her illness. And now somebody in the hospital is there that goes to the same church. So she now has to start an argument and a fight because she doesn't know if she's going to tell somebody else. But as a nurse, you're not allowed to. But the husband was like, you don't know each other. You're not married to the same husband. What is the problem with both of you? But she had to keep quiet. So when she sees her in the hospital, she would tell and other nurses, deal with her. It's insecurity. Because if you are secured, you will go and meet that person and say, yes, you know I suffer from this. Is there other help? Other things I can do? You become best friends. You become, but she can even go to the consultant because of you to ask her, is there other about thing or whatever this person can do? But rather than that, you have become enemies. And she could be the person that could solve that problem. Yes. But you've created a bigger problem. Insecurity is about being too tall. Insecurity is about being too short. Insecurity is about being big. I ask my children, what is big? If you're big and you're secured, people that are not even as big as you will bow down to you. Because you will carry yourself. My daughter had that because she felt she was too tall as a girl. So at a certain stage when she walks like that. So we went to a church one day and one auntie, that auntie must be 6, 7, I don't even know. And all our girls are that tall. And she saw my daughter and what I saw is, BAM! At her back. Then she said, stand right. Brace. So can our band be at the kilo chair. But since that day, my daughter walks with her head high. She walks with her head high. Because she would have grown up with that cake because she doesn't want. And that's why I see a lot of you go on diet pills and whatever. The Lord that created you in His own image and likeness. And He knows why He has made you that way. He wants you to be a testimony to somebody that is big. He wants you to have a child and somebody that is big is saying, God can still do it. But when you start with this diet pill and gym and all that, what is the testimony from you? She started a program because if anybody knows my daughter, you will see her face with this man. She doesn't always want to come to youth camp, those that know her. She would either just be there to close up. But through that, God arrested her to do something for Him. And she did something you're beautifully made. And she had this kid saying that affirming me. But when I came from Nigeria here, people were asking me, am I white or what? And it made her she had a big problem in school. It created insecurity. So when she saw that on the Facebook or social, she wrote to my daughter and said, let me talk about my problem. So that people going through that might understand that that's the problem of the person that does not know if I'm black or white or dark or gray. That is their problem. We see disabled people go to school. We see disabled people in big offices. If they are insecure, they will not achieve it. But insecurity back in Nigeria, you're blind, that is it. They have killed your progress. You have one hand, instead of them training you, you become a beggar. But I'm saying to you, wherever you know that you are not perfect. The prayer today, I said, why do I have to do a sermon? Whatever it is, that seed, if you do not get rid of it, it will keep germinating. And when it germinates to God knows what. Young girls here meet together. Talk. That person, one person there, might just needed to say something. Why do we have people commit suicide? And when we get to their room, they've written a paragraph. Where is that person that is meant to talk to them? You don't have to be best friends to say, how are you today? What's going on? Just say, how are you today? You could see tears coming down. A lot of people will say to you, Wolisha wa okay. And that Wolisha wa okay is bringing water. Because that person has touched something. And for that person say, are you okay? I know deep down that person wants to know that I'm okay. And I'll ask for direction if it's somebody I can talk to. My insecurity makes me wear this face. I don't smile. I don't smile. And recently somebody still said to me, they saw me in the church, and they said, tell your sister to smile. I said, about what? And that is why I said this topic has made me wake up. Just because I have a broken marriage, I'm a single mother, it's not the end of the world. Just because I have a broken marriage does not mean I can't lift my head up where people that are having best of marriage are talking. Just because I have a child does not mean that you that have 4 or 5 is better than me. That is why I said this topic is a touching point for me. And it's for me to change. I wear that face that people say to me, even men, I've got to be honest with you, let's call this way. Men that would have said, Auntie Bawoni, so I don't know who should have been the right person to have called me. But because of what I wear, my look has made people wrong. So what look, what attitude, what behavior do you have? That is one thing I need to change. I'm a type of person, because of my insecurity, you do not say a word. And when you say a word, you receive 2, 3 back. People that know me will tell you. An insect does not fly on me and think wants to go up free. You would have to be dead. But now people think I'm stupid. But I found out that my insecurity has stopped God to do certain things in my life that He's meant to have done. Because they know how to work on your insecurity. Your insecurity might be annoyance, which you are yourself still dealing with. But some people know that, and they would work on that. My daughter came home during this anniversary, I think it's youth camp, somebody gave a message. Tell your mom that whatever she does during anniversary, tell her not to do it this year. Not to do it. And I'm thinking, what do you do? I pack bags. Says, no, mom. When I come home, I'll talk to you. And she said, that's annoyance. You know, people know how to work on you. So during anniversary, if they are coming, just don't even bother. So during anniversary, anybody that came, I was just dancing, smiling. Because I decided that that glory of that day, nobody is going to take it. So what is your insecurity? Is it not being patient? Pray. Because to be secured, you need to deal with your insecurity. And that is why we need to have gatherings there. Let's talk about being impatient. Some people will tell us about what they have lost being impatient. So me that I'm not being patient, I would learn from that and say, Otio, they say you don't have to make the mistake, you learn from other people's mistakes. So having to look after a child on your own, or children on your own, is not the end of the world. I'm really sorry to say, because when you realize this may have moved forward, and you are standing still, you're still dwelling on the past. And when the right person comes, you, because of what you have gone through, drive that next person away. But they have moved on. And they're looking at you and people are thinking you're the one with the mistake. You're not with the mistake. But it's because you have decided not to move on. So I'm talking about insecurity with my own experience as a person. On Friday night, a prophet was still saying to me, "Kilo de te lori marry when kilo sosa." She had bad. But what he was trying to say to me is that when I was hurt, I said some things out of my mouth. And until I moved back to tell that thing is no more, I cannot move forward. But when he was saying it, I was okay. Only I want content so. It is so wrong. Bye. So even when you see the right person, that comes on your face, so you would not move on. So I thought, okay, this topic is really waking me up, because I did not know that. Just because you made a mistake before you finish school, you had a child, you think that's the end of the world? No, it's the beginning. You're making people understand that with having a child, you can still be better than them. You're making somebody that is thinking of getting rid of that pregnancy, that is being insecure, to think, if Ronke can do that, why can't I do that? You've saved a life. Let's get together. Not just about chatting and talking on Facebook, social media, Snapchat. Let's just get together and start developing people like this. She's just started a journey. Your experience and your talk would make her not fall. And that is why our mothers, we should have seminars. Talk about your journey. We've made mistakes, good. But we've moved on from our mistakes. Let the young ones getting married not to make the same mistake. Some boys are there, they don't want to get married because what mommy and daddy has done to each other. Some girls are there, they are meant to be married by now or even bring a boyfriend to you. But because mom and dad, I don't want to go through that. Let's have a relationship and talk about our own insecurity to our children for them to learn. I always say to people what I know now. What I know now, if I knew it 10, 20 years ago, when I was going through my journey, it would not happen. But now, because I've won the t-shirt, I can talk to somebody. So as I said, it says here what the Bible says about insecurity. We've got Deuteronomy 31:8. We've got Psalm 9:10. It's all here. And I've explained how we show our insecurity to others. How we create enemies out of our insecurity. Yeah, there's a lot more. I will leave it for Evangelist Frank. It says another cause of insecurity is reliance on wealth. Am I thinking of my friend is richer than me? How did my friend get her wealth or his wealth? We've got 1 Timothy 6:17. We've got Mark 10, verse 23 to 25. It's all here, but it's just how the Spirit directed me. And the last few things I would say says three things you must do if you want to stop being insecure. As I said earlier, start thinking about yourself. Being insecure creates health issues. And when one health issue starts, you start from blood pressure to depression to weight loss. Just name it. They just start adding it to it for you. So you need to think about yourself. Treat yourself. Go out. Watch film. Don't sit on the four corners of the room and start making your life a miserable one. Everyone has an opinion. So let anyone say whatever they want. You are an individual. I was created in God's image and likeness. So me standing here, I'm specially made. I don't know about you, but whatever I'm going through in life, God knows my journey. And it's meant for Him to sort it out, not you adding to my problem.